Good evening, YouTube. This is BlakeBarbieDoll. It has been approximately 4.5, 5 years since I have uploaded an audio to the YouTube site. Recently, a friend of mine from the YouTube community forwarded me a bunch of videos that she wanted me to listen to. After I listened to 2 of them, I had heard enough, and I forwarded the videos to my sister to get her opinion and her analysis. And needless to say, we were both disgusted and alarmed by what we were hearing. The videos were full of so much untruth and twisted truths, and it was just a whole lot of nonsense, and we both found it very unnerving. I think that it's very important for black women to control the image of black women. We've made a lot of gains. We don't need anybody to set us back just because they're jealous or they haven't made the same amount of gains. In response to the videos that were sent to me, I made an audio of my own, which I will upload later this week, probably Thursday or Friday. It's already completed. I'm putting mine off because in response to the videos, my sister, who is the smartest person that I know people who have Ivy League educations, doctorates, but honestly and truly, my sister is the smartest person that I know. She has a very agile mind. And she wrote a letter to Dr. Dyson. And I wanted to share her letter with you all tonight. So I'm going to read it. If I stutter or stammer, do excuse me, because I'm not going to do a retake. So I'll go ahead and read that to you all tonight, and then I will upload my audio later this week. Dr. Dyson, it is my sincerest hope that this message makes it to you. I have admired your works and commentaries on black culture and society as a whole since I first encountered you as a student back in the late 90s. Your gift of orating was and is second only to the message content itself. The comfort and insight given by the wisdom you impart is much needed sustenance in this time of spiritual and intellectual anorexia. I sometimes feel as if too many of my brothers and sisters are content with starving from lack of sound knowledge and judgment, yet eagerly feast on the table of willful ignorance and self-ruin. I am coming to you for guidance and direction regarding a matter that is adversely affecting the black community. It is not a new problem, but it seems to renew itself in uglier and uglier ways as time progresses. I am sure that you are no stranger to the strains and divisions that continue to erode relations between black men and black women. You can find negative complaints from both sides on any given blog, vlog, e-magazine, radio show, talk show, or social media group, etc. Some gripes are legitimate in nature, while others stem from personal bitterness and self-hate. Nonetheless, most black people have the list of real and imagined transgressions about the opposite gender down pat, but rarely are any solutions suggested, let alone animated. Instead, it seems that the hatred between black men and black women is escalating and getting irrationally nastier. There are now black male-founded hate groups dedicated to the sheer maligning and destruction of the black woman. If you think that I am overstating this with melodrama, I beg you to please look up the agenda of such groups as Black Men Vent and Tommy Sotomayor. The latter having a pretty aggressive agenda against black women with growing support from too many black men. Typically, most of the hatred and negativity towards black women has to do with our appearance. This, then in turn, is tied to our conduct and quote-unquote attitudes. Just like all racist stances, the disdain for differing physical attributes is illogically tied to perceived character flaws. We are put down for having Afrocentric features, even by black men who sport those same features. What is considered a racial attribute for black men, black women are condemned for and called unfeminine. We are then traduced if we come against this type of nonsensical hate speech and labeled as jealous. Jealous of white women, jealous of Asian women, jealous of non-black Hispanic women, Polynesian women, any women that we are not. We are called ugly for having dark skin, interestingly enough, seemingly mostly by darker-hued black men. We are chided if we chemically alter our hair or wear hairpieces. We are ridiculed if we embrace our natural hair. Some even complain that they want to run their fingers through our hair, but cannot if it is natural. This insanity is designed so that no matter what we as black women do, we will lose. Our weight, our educational choices, career successes and failures, relationship statuses, mating practices, child-rearing styles, public interactions, wins and losers, etc., are all scrutinized, analyzed, and criticized, no matter if they wind up positive or negative. It is said that we are in cahoots with the white man to hurt black men. We are stealing all of the best jobs, and we are welfare queens. We are lonely and bitter, and nobody wants us. Why aren't more of us married, even when the numbers of unmarried black men rivals ours? We have too many baby daddies, but when black men have a generous amount of baby mamas, that is our fault too. We have to bear responsibility for our sins as black women, and we also have to be scapegoated for those of black men. That dual sin load is quite heavy for black women. It is said that we are not sexy, but then it is said that we are too sexual. We are expected to be the gatekeepers of chastity, but our brothers can be carnally liberated without a blight to their reputations. And of course, the indulged carnality is our fault for allowing it. They forget that women are simply human beings with the same physical desires men have. We cannot govern and police our physical yearnings, and black men's too. Yet many black men with this type of inability to govern themselves in a sexually moral manner, still hold that they are entitled to lead black women and lead the community. However, if you cannot govern your own desires, how can you lead and govern women and children? I wish there were millions, or thousands, or even 100 black men who understand who they are as men and protectors, and who will come up against these monsters and their divisively destructive agenda and defend the honor of black women. But, like so many times in history, our source of leadership and protection has become a source of ill will and harm against us. The things that a woman should automatically receive from the men in her community are luxuries for black women. We are without warriors, unless, of course, we are our own warriors. We are abandoned and attacked by black men. My question is, how do we defend ourselves in our house without aiding to the collapse of that house? The house being the black community. Our major crime is that we are black. We are black in skin. We are black in hair. We are black in form. Why are we expected to look like white women or any other race of women when we are not white women? We were designed magnificently, as our Creator intended. No one puts down a tulip for not looking like a rose. Each is unique and beautiful in their own way. I love the variety in the human race. God is a genius and a show-off in his masterful creativity. When he created all that he created, he said it is good. Does that not include the black woman who he created first? Black women are not perfect, but we are not ugly, and we are not detestable succubbi hell-bent on the destruction of black men. How do we as black women graciously, with dignity and strength, fight against the Tommy Sotomayers who are like a nasty, erosive cancer in our community? We cannot make all black people love other black people, or even love being black themselves. But how do we stop people like this from aiding and doing the evil work of the racist? If I could ask one question to these types of so-called brothers, it would be, what do you hope to accomplish by spreading hatred for black women? Dr. Dyson, if you have any ideas, please share them.